except I don't understand why it requires this block here in between the joists, 4 inches on center. The reason being that none of the seismic retrofit guidelines that are in existence require this block. In fact, the only one that does require this block is the predecessor to FEMA P-1100. That's this FEMA document, and the FEMA P-1100 derive all its details from that document. So I would like to know what the purpose of that detail is and why it is that all the authors of the previous guidelines were all wrong. The cripple wall subcommittee looked at this detail to figure out what it was for, and it was decided that it was to prevent rollover of the floor joist. So earthquake force would come here, and then what would happen is these joists would want to roll over it because the floor would move on top of them. Let's take a look and see how likely it is for something like that to happen. This right here is the subfloor of the house. That's the part that you walk around on. Right here is the base of a wall. That's called a bottom plate. And this is a 2x4 that's sitting right on top of the floor. And this 2x4 will have some nails that go through it down into the floor joist. And this floor will also have nails that go into it. There's quite a few nails that connect the two. So in order for this joist to become disconnected so that it leans like that, all the nailed connections right here would have to fail. At the same time, all the nailed connections right here on this joist would have to fail. And then down here, this can fail. And it would go all the way down. You know, these we're looking at probably 50, 60 feet. And so I don't know, what is that, 20 joists, 30 joists, something like that, where all the nails would have to fail. So theoretically, I would say the probability of this happening is actually quite small. Now, there is no photographs of this kind of damage. When I worked for FEMA, I didn't see this kind of damage. And more importantly, the engineers who put guideline together for the city of Los Angeles after the Northridge earthquake, they did a lot of field studies. And actually, one of them is the engineer who trained me. And I know him personally, and he talked about how they went out and they, actually looked at damage to see what was needed, where the failure points were, and this was not one of them. So it's not to say that this is not a good idea, but I just wanted to make sure that you have all the facts that I have before doing something that's so expensive. This really can cost a lot of money. Every little bit on a retrofit does cost something. And, if you're having to pay for this, it might not be your highest priority. If you've got a lot of time and you want to be 100% sure, it's, could be a good thing to do.